How's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. With a recent extremely disappointing update from Bethesda regarding Starfield, that is, if you can even consider that statement an update, I figured I'd visit another potential theory I've seen circulating around the community recently regarding what could really be going on with Starfield. And this is a theory that is starting to look more and more plausible as, according to Bethesda, Starfield was playable 2 years ago, yet we still have the same amount of information we had since basically like E3 2018. Remember though, this theory is all speculation, so don't walk away from this video thinking this is exactly what is going on. This is just some speculation based on some credible evidence regarding a potential reason for why Bethesda has been so silent about this game. I've covered other theories like this here on the channel, and this video is no different, and although this particular theory tends to be more on the negative side of things than most, that doesn't mean this is some sort of anti-Bethesda video or anything like that, so don't get your schema all twisted up into different shapes. And the theory is that Bethesda has hit some sort of major development issues and possibly even had to restart the entire development cycle for Starfield at some point within the last few years, basically just at some point during its lifetime. And this is exactly why they haven't really been able to talk about or show off the game yet. A recent statement from Pete Hines at Gamescom 2020 somewhat supports this theory as well, as he says, when they have something to show regarding Starfield, they will show it, and if the game has been in development for like 5 years now, which is what Bethesda actually said themselves, then there would be like absolutely no logical reason for there to be nothing to show unless they essentially had to scrap everything and restart the entire development process altogether. There were even some of those old 4chan style leaks claiming this exact thing happened and that Starfield had to basically be restarted entirely because Bethesda Game Studios hit some sort of major limitations with their current game engine. So they had to basically scrap everything and build a whole new game engine right alongside Starfield completely from the ground up. And this does actually sound a little plausible, unfortunately, as Bethesda Game Studios encountered major issues with the creation engine during Fallout 76's development as well. And Starfield is supposed to be a massive game that most likely features spaceships and potentially even flying around in these spaceships yourself, and huge new gameplay elements that Bethesda Game Studios haven't had in any of their games before would definitely require substantial upgrades and changes to the creation engine. So if Fallout 76 had engine issues, it would only make sense that Starfield would as well. Remember though, this is all 100% speculation. Don't start freaking out or worrying or anything like that. This is just another possible scenario explaining why Bethesda has been so silent on that Starfield front. And like I showed you earlier in this video, judging by Bethesda's exact words used in their recent statements regarding Starfield, this theory does hold some ground. Especially when you consider that on top of all this, Starfield will be a next-gen game, so it'll have plenty of upgrades and changes on the technical side of things as well already. Do I want this to be the case though? Do I want them to have restarted the entire development process? Hell no, of course not. I want things to have gone perfectly during the development cycle of this game. But then again, well, it really sucks to have to wait this long for this game. There is one strong positive thing to take away from all this. Even if this theory did end up being true and Bethesda did have to indeed restart everything at some point. And that positive thing is that Bethesda Game Studios are clearly not afraid to take all the time they need in order to make Starfield truly amazing. Even though they are getting pressure and hate left and right from many different sources for many different reasons, they're standing firm and doing whatever they feel needs to be done in order to make their vision of Starfield come to life. Which means they definitely believe in Starfield with unyielding conviction, and that gets me hyped. So even if one of the worst case scenarios involving Starfield ended up being true, in the end it would only lead to an even more positive outcome. And although I am definitely annoyed with the silence, and although I truly believe Bethesda should be more open about the current status of Starfield, I definitely don't want them to rush the game and cut any corners at all just to get the game out faster. Take all the time you need, Bethesda, just maybe try to actually give your fan base a little bit more information along the way. Given your current situation amongst the community, remaining silent about your next single-player game until the very last minute just isn't going to cut it this time. It's time to switch things up and adapt so that your community can feel appreciated and heard. But remember though, this is all just speculation. Don't freak out or anything. Best case scenario, they've just been so quiet because they're simply just wanting to wait until last minute to talk about their game, which is what they usually do, and that Starfield is so massive, it simply requires this much more time. That's going to end today's video though. As always, what I want to know is, why do you think Bethesda just really doesn't want to talk about Starfield? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet, you may get featured in the future video. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy the content. If you want to stay in the know when it comes to the latest gaming news, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss the latest uploads. Follow me over on Twitter for the news that doesn't quite make it into my videos, as well as other channel updates, and check for links down in the description below for official Skullzi merchandise, the Skullzi Discord community chat server, and if you want to have your hand in providing future content, there are links on how to be an exclusive channel member here on YouTube, over on Patreon or Ko-fi as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Starfield. What is Starfield?
It just works.